back to another episode of Excuse My Grandma. It's Kim and my co-host.
Grandma Gail.
We took a week off. We're back.
Well, you're back. You were away prancing and dancing in Madrid, and I was home recovering from my catastrophic fall in a show in the theater, which took on a life of its own.
But you're able to walk a little better?
Well, now I could walk, but because I used the cane, my right side went out. It was a disaster. I've had 2 weeks of such a silly thing. It shows you accidents can happen in the most unlikely way that you never expect.
Well, at least on a daily basis, it's getting improved.
Oh yeah, no. I'm walking. I even went outside yesterday because it was so beautiful in New York. I know that was a big event.
What an event!
That was a big event.
I shouldn't even make fun. I got an epidural in my neck yesterday.
I'm telling you, we were like the walking wounded.
I know. It's like I feel like people can relate to just having an off month or two. That's what it's been.
That's it. This is going to be 2 weeks of not even talking about. But I want to go back. Remember last week 2 weeks ago we talked about complaining.
Yeah.
Well, now I have another thing I want to complain about.
Oh, okay.
Which I really can't believe. I was thinking about it. I was laughing to myself. Firstly, I've been home, so because I haven't been able to go outside, so I was forced to watch all the pre-election ads, and I really got sort of, election day was the 8th on Tuesday. I really, by Sunday, I wanted to take a soda can and throw it at the television because those ads were on negative ads. Not even, once in a while, it's not bad to say a negative thing, I guess, about your opponent.
Wait, why was it oh, you mean about the opponents?
About each of the candidates. It didn't matter what district you were talking about, what race they were talking about. And what really upset me was that one of the commentators, I believe it was because I kept moving back and forth from one network to another, but one of the channels gave a figure out at the end of Monday night that $3 billion had been spent by both political parties on these negative ads. Now,
it's just crazy because that could be spent toward things to actually help our society.
Exactly. What about people who don't have food on their plates or fuel for their homes? Why must anybody spend $3 billion on negative ads?
But what, are you going to be the one person to not spend? I'm sure also, by the way, that probably wasn't spent on negative ads. It was just spent on ads.
Well, they were all negative.
Right.
There wasn't one ad that said, oh, he's a nice person, but vote for me. They were all
Why not?
It was
I
just
feel like that would be effective.
I'll tell you one thing. I would start a group. I'm thinking about it very seriously, of protesting this, because that was my first complaint, that I thought these ads were outrageous. There was too many of them. I guess television makes money. The channels make money off these ads, and so they're not going to protest and not put them on. So that really upset me, because I really felt we have so many things that we could do with that for whether it be a homeless person, whether it be a disabled. But since I've been disabled, I definitely want some money to go to the handicapped. People who really need a hand to help them up. And this was ridiculous. That was the first thing. Then I watched the election results all night because it was just very interesting. What bothered me is this. When I was young, or even when I was middle-aged, we used to have election day. And at the end of election day on that Tuesday, you would by 1 o'clock in the morning, there would be results. This election is going on and on and on. And there's been a lot of commentary on this. I don't care if they have early voting. It's fine, if whatever makes, because it's easier for people who work to sort of spread out. It doesn't all have to be on the day of the election, which is the way it used to be. But no matter what it should be, there's no reason why it should drag out. All votes should be in prior to the whatever hour they want to call it, whether it be 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, the day of the election. You can't have things coming in a week later. This is ridiculous. And it's unfair to the candidate. It's unfair to the election. There must be a way of standardizing it.
I know.
I really think it's crazy.
Easier because, so when I went in to vote,
the
guy who was just checking people in, he was an elderly man, and I hope people have patience with him, but just to check in alone was 15
right.
minutes of like trying to spell my name correctly. It's just like, why can't we just vote on our phones? I know there's voter fraud and things like this, but
No, there's nothing. First of all, I think it should go back to old-fashioned voting like you did, going into the polls and going into your election districts and vote in person.
that is
But
what people do.
well, no, I would say the majority of people now mail in their vote.
Yeah.
They mail in their vote, and this becomes the problem. It can be mailed in. They receive it a week later. That shouldn't count.
That happened to me when I was in college.
Well, but those votes should be thrown out. If you're going to do absentee ballots, they have to be sent in by a certain day.
Yeah, why not do it like a month before?
Whatever it is, by election night, the results should be in.
Yeah.
This is just dragged out. And then you get, you have 2 states that's still counting. I mean, Arizona and Nevada is still counting their couple of counties. Come on. You got plenty of people could go in there, election people who work for the district, and go in and count the votes. I mean, this is not rocket science. We go to the moon. We could figure out how to count a vote. But anyway, that's my complaining.
Your spiel.
That's my thing this week. So I no longer want to talk about this election. I'm disgusted with the way it's being done. I think there's definitely got to be some kind of standardized voting process across all the states. It's not that difficult. If Florida could figure it out, years ago we had those hanging chads where they were counting by hand every single vote, and they figured it out. Every other state could figure it out as well, and so I think we have to get on that and start fixing that. But other than that,
vote Grandma Gail T-shirts.
Yeah, vote for me.
Yeah.
I think I definitely should run for something. I don't know.
I don't
Run
know
for my
what.
life.
Exactly.
Okay, Kim. So let's talk about what we're going to talk about this week.
Okay, well, do you want to hear about my trip?
Definitely want to hear about Madrid.
Okay. So I was there with my parents and my brother who's studying abroad there. First night we went to dinner with his 12 friends.
Which is so
I don't
amazing.
have 12 friends in New York City. So the fact that he has 12 friends in Madrid,
he has the
beyond.
greatest. He always has. Even as a young kid in high school, he always had a group of really nice guys that were always around him, and they always had a good time. And I think he's got it in college again.
Yeah.
So he's very fortunate.
And some of the boys were like, "Oh, I was listening to your podcast in the car."
Oh,
like,
good.
None of the food I felt like was simple, but I
Right.
think it was also probably the ones we were picking, kind of. We went to some authentic places, some to ones that are like, these Michelin star chefs who are trying to be really
They're
out
way
there,
out.
and
Right.
those were kind of crazy. We went to a few museums.
Did you see my favorite painting of all time?
Wait, which is what?
Picasso's Guernica.
Guernica, yeah, that was the best thing there.
That's the best thing in all of the whole world, that painting. And the more you look at that painting at the Sofia Reina, you realize...
Reina Sofia.
Reina Sofia,
You can look at it for hours.
Yes, you could, because it's all about what he saw during the Spanish Revolution, during during World War II, and the atrocities of war, and what he saw was going to happen. And
Yeah, but this is how it works, like in the family dynamic with the museum situation.
Let's hear
My
this.
brother and my mom.
Well, he saw it already. He had gone to see
He
that
didn't
on
come
his
to that
own.
with us.
He didn't go with you, did he?
No.
No.
But I'm saying with the other things, like we went to Toledo, which is another town in Spain,
Right.
with a lot of historical things.
Yeah, and it has the El Grecos in the
masterpiece of,
cathedral.
right. And we went to what's the other museum? The Prado.
The Prado, right.
Which he also did not come to, but he came to the Picasso Chanel
Okay.
exhibit.
Because that he hadn't seen.
Anyway, my mom and my brother are like, we need to get there on time. Da, 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 da. Once they're there, they walk through in 2 seconds. They just stare at everything and then walk through. They don't like learn anything.
They learn.
No, my dad and I make a little bit more of an effort. Like we get the audio guide.
Oh, well, that's good.
Look at each thing and the 30-second synopsis that they do. But of course, it take hours to do every piece in the museum. So they have the highlights in there.
They had the
That I feel like I'm at least leaving having learned something, and I'm not just staring at whatever.
All right. Okay. Well, that's good.
But I still feel like I don't have enough history knowledge to put it all in context. So it's okay, yeah, I could see. I could understand somebody interpreting that specific painting, but I don't really know when they're talking about the
You
art
have to go
movement
back
of
to
the
your art
time.
history, and
yeah,
when
but I never even took that. So
Oh.
whatever, it's interesting, but that was it. Shopping fine, all the same shops as New York.
I told you that when I came
Yeah.
back from Paris. There's no difference. You maybe save a tiny little bit, and it's the exact same stuff you see
Well,
in
let
New
me tell
York
you about
City.
the VAT drama.
Uh-oh.
So every store you go to, they're like, do you want a
VAT.
form for VAT? And of course, we're like, yeah. And then we get to the airport. Okay, if you had to guess, who would have a fight with the VAT man?
Not your mother.
No, yes. And so we stand on this 20-minute line to get to this guy who I see giving other people attitude. So I'm already like, oh no, my mom is going to have a whole thing with him. So we stand and talk to him, and he was like, you have to put it into the machines
Right.
over there.
Right.
So, which we hadn't tried yet. So we're like, oh, okay. So we went to try the machines. It didn't work. I'll tell you
Oh.
later why it didn't work. Oh no, I'll tell you later. So then we go back, wait on the 20-minute line again, and we say, so it didn't work from the machine. And he tried to scan one himself, and he was like, this one worked, so I don't believe you that you didn't scan the other
one. I
ones.
hate when they do
I
that.
know. And my mom was like, well, can you just do them? Because we couldn't figure it out. He's like, why couldn't you figure it out? You don't speak English? And she was like, yes, I do. And then they started to fight, and then I was like, oh my god.
So
So
this
then-
is over saving $100.
Exactly. So then we're like, forget it. So so then we talked to the people at Delta, and they were like, oh, there's another one when you go through security. So we'll try that one.
No, but I don't think that's the right one.
No,
though.
it worked. It was
Oh,
fine.
it did?
So yeah, we went through security. We did it with the desk there, who was helpful, and they showed us we weren't taking the VAT out of the envelope.
Oh,
we
you
were
have to.
We were just scanning
Scan
the envelope.
No,
We weren't
you have to
scanning what
do
was
the
inside
code.
the envelope. So that was our fault, but the first guy shouldn't have been so rude. So they were able to help us. Then there was a couple your age who
are 120.
could not figure out
It's not
the thing.
easy.
It's not. I couldn't figure it out. And they're scanning. They're not even scanning it where you're supposed to scan it. They're scanning like the top of the machine. So I was like, oh, do you want me to help? And she reminded me of you, this woman. And then they were like, yeah, of course. So I was trying to help them, and they were getting the same message, like the do not compute message,
Right.
whatever. And the man goes, you know what's really the best thing to do here? And I was like, what? And he's like, just watch this trick. And he takes it out and he just rips it in half. He's like,
couldn't take
Colleen, we're leaving.
He couldn't.
He was like, that's it. I'm done. I'm done. She's like, did you figure it out? He was like, no, we're done. Get on the plane. So
I'll
that
tell
was
you,
funny.
it's really not worth it.
I know.
By the time you go through that, you're so stressed out that it isn't worth saving the couple $100.
I know.
It really
If
isn't.
I got something really substantial, it would be worth
Yes.
it.
But for a pair of sunglasses,
Right.
it's not really worth
Well, we
very
figured
much.
it out, luckily.
Okay,
so.
good. Well, that was a major feat.
I know.
And the planes were jammed, right?
Yeah, but easy flights. The way there is like going to LA. It's like 5 hours.
Well, you had a tremendous tailwind. It should
Yeah.
take 8 hours.
The way back was like 8.5.
Right, yeah.
And I'm still not quite adjusted.
No, it
back to
takes
the time.
every day you're away. When you come back, it takes like an hour to adjust. So if you're away 7 days, it's going to take 7 days to get back to yourself.
Right.
It's what it is.
And I wasn't able to post that many TikToks and stuff when I was away since we weren't together, but I did post your 7th rule of excuse my grandma's 7th rule, which is only have one drink on a date,
Oh.
otherwise you'll forget whether you like him or you're just fun. And that got like almost 3 million views, and people
They like our rules.
they do like our rules.
But I have to tell you, Kimmy, you know I believe in that rule. I really do believe in the
Exactly.
one drink rule. And I really hope that the people who listen to us really take some of these rules to heart, because it's from experience. I mean, it really stands to reason. By a second drink, you don't know what you're saying. So, just put a little water in the glass or ice and spread out the night. You really
Yeah.
don't have to drink that much.
I actually went on a date the other night where usually someone comments on drinking. What are you drinking? Do you want another drink? Are you finishing your drink? Which is so annoying. And this one actually didn't do that, which I really appreciated. Like, I got one drink. He had gotten a drink before I got there, which I didn't love, but whatever. Like, who orders before someone else gets there? But
Well, for me, he might have been there away.
no, I was there right on time, which never happens.
Oh, okay.
Kind of odd, but whatever. But then when the guy was like, do you want second drinks? He was like, I'll have a beer. And I was just like, I'll have some water. And he wasn't like, why? Like, it was just normal.
Right.
And I
well, that's
appreciate
good.
that.
Yeah.
Anyway, someone commented, "This is great advice because I genuinely have the best time with myself after 2 glasses of wine."
Well, that's
like
the
you don't know
problem.
whether you're just enjoying or like you like the person.
If you enjoy yourself, stay home and have 2 glasses of wine yourself.
But then you have to pay for it.
Well, I don't think you should go out because of that.
No, I know. And then yes, people were like, "This is the best advice because after a few glasses I love everyone."
Right. And they don't deserve it.
Although some people were like, "A sober date, I would rather not date at all."
This does not bode well for Gen Z's dating. I mean,
Well, not everyone's Gen Z. I mean, a lot of millennial and
right.
stuff on commenting on here too, and people like my parents' age. But you know, dating. Speaking of, I'm really feeling the singleness right now more than ever. So I was going back to look at my past matches, like on Raya and other apps, and where the conversation just like, you know, never, it just died. It was like a hey, and then nothing happened. And I'm like, should I resurface any of those, or is it not meant to be if you just never talked to them?
I think if it wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be on the first go around. I wouldn't go around again.
But like maybe I DM them on Instagram.
Oh, I don't know.
But like, should a girl ever DM someone first?
I don't believe in that. I think sometimes you might reconsider old dates that you cut off too quickly.
Yeah, but not like that never came to fruition.
Exactly. That I don't think you should do.
But I was thinking about
It
like,
was a bad vibe right away.
I guess. But I was thinking like, what are the best ways to slide into someone's DMs if you wanted to? Maybe somebody you have a few mutual friends with, and you want to reach out to them, either a guy or a girl. Here, I'll run some by you. Like if someone's posting on their Instagram story, let's say they're out for dinner with their friends, maybe you can respond to their story and be like, "That looks great," and kind of like start up a conversation.
Why are you going on their evening out?
Because people post like on their stories, like at the top of the screen, you know,
while they're out for dinner
yes.
with other people?
Yes.
Well, I don't know. This is so foreign to me that I don't really get
to
it.
explain it.
I know you're.
You know our
explaining it.
stories. We make Instagram stories all the time.
I understand that, but I find it difficult while somebody's out with friends for you to interject yourself into a conversation.
No, like you don't do it while they're there. You would do it like a few hours later.
Oh, all right. Okay.
But they post it while they're there. You can respond to something they've posted in the past, like maybe when they were traveling, and be like, "Oh, I've been wanting to go there or try this. Like, how was that?" I don't know. I'm just trying to think of ways besides just because a lot of people will just DM and be like, "You're pretty," and it's like I'm not gonna respond to that.
No, I don't think you should.
So, I put up an Instagram poll, and I asked people the best ways to slide into other people's DMs, and here's what they said. A fire emoji to be like, "You're hot."
Oh, Kim, I have no comment on these
Why
things.
not?
Because I really don't think this is the right way to go about dating. I think this is so immature.
Well, how are you supposed to get in
This is
touch?
like for high school. I just can't imagine adults
This
sitting.
is what adults do.
Well, if adults,
we've
that's why
interviewed
nobody's
people-
got relationships.
No, but we've interviewed people and we're like, "How'd you meet?" And they're like, "I slid into his DMs."
All right, well,
Remember?
yeah, I understand. I remember, but it's very, very rare.
Okay. Yeah, I guess like you were thinking if they're DMing me, they're probably DMing a bunch of people.
I would say.
Someone said that someone responded to their story once, drinking a spicy margarita, and was like, "We should get one sometime."
Oh, that's cute.
Not bad.
That's cute. That's a cute answer. That's worth a reply.
"Hey stranger." I don't love
No,
that.
that I find this too ridiculous. I think sometimes you just have to chill out, see what comes about, and not start being desperate.
You think it's desperate to slide in?
I think it's sort of desperate.
Oh shit. Really?
In my opinion.
Yeah, when I get it from guys, I think it's desperate. So
Yes.
then why would it work for me to do?
Exactly.
Huh. Unless it's like someone who's actually cool and hot, but it's usually not.
It's usually not, because somebody cool and hot isn't bothering doing that.
Oh God. A lot coming from moms, like my son is 33, lawyer, good job in Toronto.
Well, this is like a dating app for you.
I
This is
know.
ridiculous.
I know. Okay, so that's your take. Just don't even DM.
Just leave it alone. Rest a little. If people are looking up old DMs, then it's really you're in desperation mode. I think you have to turn off your phone and watch a little bit of The Crown on Netflix.
Okay. You know what I thought could be fun? If we played a little like trivia
Okay.
from both of our like times and like quiz each other.
Oh, that's good. All right.
So I have questions that I just like Googled, and we can see if we know the answers.
Okay.
Should we do modern pop culture first?
Yeah, well, let's see if I even know any of that. You'll
'Kay.
probably know all that.
What are the names of Kim Kardashian and Kanye West kids?
I think one of them is North.
Yep.
And is one West?
No, the last name's West.
Oh. Well, what about South?
Nope. Saint, Chicago, and Psalm.
Oh, well, I'm not going to talk about Kanye West too much
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
I think I'm eliminating some of these personalities. They're not very appealing in real life, so why give them any airtime?
Okay, but we can talk about another Kardashian. Who did Forbes name the youngest self-made billionaire ever in 2019?
Is that Kendall, the one with
Nope.
the... Not Kendall? Kylie.
Yes.
Oh, the one with the... Because she has a cosmetic
Yeah.
company.
Exactly.
Right. Well, these girls are very smart. They're great merchandisers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, I've been watching them, and she's advertising her underwear on television. Kim Kardashian, that underwear, I don't know who can wear that underwear. It doesn't even look so good on her, but everybody wants to look like her, so they think they'll buy her underwear.
Okay, Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin were among dozens of individuals involved in what 2019 investigation?
Oh.
You know
the
this.
college
Yes.
scandal.
Yes.
Yes.
Operation
that was
Varsity Blues.
You know, that was sad. That was they got caught up in the moment. It was the beginning of the woke whole conversation. And in days gone by, it happened all the time. It's never been right. It shouldn't happen. And, you know, it was uncalled for, because I'm sure the two girls were perfectly qualified to get into a college with all that nonsense.
Yeah. Okay, wait, I'm going to ask you two easy ones. Who were the leads in High School Musical?
I don't know. I never saw that. Who were they?
Like the actors?
I have no idea. I never watched it.
Zac Efron
Okay, well, that's your love
and
life.
Vanessa Hudgens.
Well, that's your vintage. I don't know
Well,
those
this
people.
is all my vintage. Okay, what about Twilight, the book Twilight? Do you remember what creature that was about?
That was a vampire,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
Yeah. Okay, good job.
Oh, God. Don't
Um,
ask me any more of those, because that could be scary. I don't know the answers to that. It feels like Jeopardy. I feel like I'm
You have
going
to
to
answer
be
it,
out soon.
Yeah. Okay, here's another easy one. In Sex and the City, who was Carrie's main love interest?
Mr. Big.
Yes. Do you know his real name?
I think isn't it North?
No, not the actor. Like the real name of Mr. Big. They announced it like in the movie.
No, I didn't
John
see that.
James Preston.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, last modern question. What's the name of the alternate dimension in Stranger Things?
I don't know. I don't know anything about Stranger Things. It freaks me out even to look at the show. So what's the answer, Kim?
The Upside Down.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to go to some from your vintage. Oh, these are kind of hard.
Well, don't do anything too hard.
Okay. Name the horror movie star who was buried in his Dracula cape in 1956.
Oh, that tall guy. I can't think of his name. Not Boris.
No.
What was his name?
Bela Lugosi?
Bela Lugosi. Oh, no.
I'm looking at the answers.
Oh, you're
clearly.
good, because those answers are before me. Those are like in the 40s.
Okay, you'll know this one probably. Musical My Fair Lady made its Broadway debut in 1956. Name the early George Bernard Shaw play that it was based on.
Oh my gosh.
These are hard.
How come I don't know any of these, Kim? And I do remember reading it. I don't know. I forget. Pygmalion. I forget all this. I think you're giving me too hard ones.
Okay.
I'm
Warhol, Lichtenstein.
Yeah.
Showed soup cans, comic strips.
Okay.
What was that movement called?
Pop art.
Good job.
Oh, thank you. It's like I'm 1 out of 3. I'm failing so far.
Okay, you'll probably know this one too. 1951 book that was so popular.
1951. I wasn't even in I was in grammar school.
Oh, but you'll probably still know.
What? What's the book?
It was so controversial, it was banned by many high schools.
Truman Capote's book?
No.
I don't know.
Catcher in the Rye.
Oh, Catcher in the Rye? That was 1951. We all read
I guess
that.
So.
Yeah, that
okay,
was-
you'll know this one too. Marilyn Monroe and Jane Russell co-starred in 1953's Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. Which Marilyn Monroe song became the film's signature?
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Yep. Good job.
Oh, yay. That's enough, Kim.
That was a round of trivia. Kind of fun. We all learned something today.
Okay. Some of which we don't really care about, but Catcher in the Rye was one I should have known.
Okay. Just a fun catch-up episode today. We're going to have some more interviews coming up, but it's been fun to do the solo ones.
I actually find it very relaxing to just talk about what we really feel is going on in our own lives and how we can project it to our viewers and how you feel. I still want to hear about what people felt about the election and the ads. Please text Kimmy and tell her.
They don't have my number, but you guys can DM me on Instagram.
I want to know if other people were as annoyed as I was that every 15 seconds one of those ads went on, no matter which channel you just went to.
Okay, guys. Please rate the podcast 5 stars where you're listening. Share with your friends. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Excuse my grandma.